Hi, my name is Nick Arandes in another episode of Healing Together. Now we're going to talk about something that has been coming up a lot, especially when people usually ask questions, and it's regarding this idea of how long do I have to put up with this? In other words, we're going to talking about is the difference between how long do I have to put up with this versus forgiveness. So when we find ourselves thinking in terms of how long do I have to put up with this, usually is how long do I have to put up with this physical condition, how long do I have to put up with this financial situation, how long do I have to put up with this person or this situation or this issue, whatever the case may be. The how long do I have to put up with this implies that I want to change this. Of course, right? Who wouldn't, right? If you have that attitude. In other words, I want to change this. I want this to be different. I want to not be like the way it is. The thing is that the attitude of how long do I have to put up with this is a resistance to what is, to the real lesson behind it, to the gift. So what is the gift? Let's put it this way. Life is happening, is something that is taking place in each moment. Okay? Therefore, whatever is taking place in your life is what is. It's not something that you made happen. It's not something that you attracted. It's not something that somehow you had anything to do with it. Although it appears to be that way, maybe unconsciously, but that is not going to help you. That's going to lead you to increase guilt. I just want you to just keep it simple. Okay? Like right now. Right now you're watching this video. It appears as if you made the decision to watch this video. But the truth is, this is what's happening. Well, same thing with every circumstance. Whatever is taking place is what's happening, period. Meaning, this is all that can happen. What happens? When I decide that I don't want this to happen, I want it to be different, I want it to be something else. You know, words that I usually suggest to be careful of, like should, want, desire. You know, I want something, I desire something, this shouldn't be, or this should be, or whatever. Whenever I assume that attitude, right, in a sense, all I'm saying is that this moment is not perfect, therefore I want it to be different, I want to change it. In that attitude, I'm resisting the experience which is trying to teach me a very valuable lesson. And what is the lesson? That my peace and my happiness is not dependent on whatever is happening in my life. It's not dependent on my circumstances. It's not depending on what I'm feeling. It's not depending on what I'm thinking or the thoughts that are arising. It's not depending on any kind of objective experience. So when I have this attitude of how long do I have to put up with this, or whatever the case may be, all I'm doing is suffering. Because life is presenting me with an experience, and then my belief system is coming up to the surface and is in opposition to what is. Therefore, the result is suffering. And the idea that I want to change this is adding more fuel to the fire, because all it's doing is corroborating the belief that says this should not be as it is, and overlooking the beautiful lesson that is behind it. So, let's say, hypothetically speaking, that there's something that is taking place in my life and I want to change it, meaning that I'm in opposition to it, because it shouldn't be, or I don't want it to be like this. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, that I went ahead and do something, or I go ahead and do something, and I change it. And I feel I'm happy. I'm happy because I changed this, right? The first thing is that how long is that happiness is going to last? As long as this that I change stays in that same way. But this world is always changing, right? So you know what's going behind it, what's going after that, right? Ups and the down. Because in that ever-changing world, if my happiness and my peace depends upon whatever is happening outside, and I try to change it so I can be happy, my happiness is determined, it's limited or conditioned by the experience. So obviously the lesson hasn't been learned, because what we're talking about is not temporary happiness or temporary peace. What we're talking is about permanent happiness and permanent peace. That doesn't happen when the outside world changes or my circumstances changes. That happens when my mind changes around it. That's why the focus is on a change of mind. Not a change of mind so that things could change. No. Change of mind so that I can look at the very same experience with a different eyes. You see? Repeat. So that I can look the very same experience with a different eyes. That is liberation. That is really what is being free. Because now I am beginning to perceive everything through the eyes of comprehension, through the eyes of love. Because remember this, love is the only thing that there is. There's nothing else. Okay? If love is the only thing that there is, and everything is love, whatever I am opposing in a certain way, what I'm saying is that love is not here. This condition shouldn't be taking place. This shouldn't be like this. In other words, I'm saying love is not here. Therefore, I cannot perceive or see the love that is around me, that is what I am, because I already have interposed a condition to it. This should be like this. If the things were like that, that means that love is there. But in reality, I keep overlooking the love that I am because of all the conditions that I placed on it, with the attitude of how long do I have to put up with this? Instead of using that opportunity to practice what is called forgiveness, meaning a complete surrendering in recognition that maybe I do not know on a personal level, but a more, let's say, expansive level, there's a perfect order in everything that is helping me recognize the love that I am. Therefore, it's not that their love is not here or I'm looking for it. It's that I am not I'm not able to experience the love that I am because I have placed a condition on it, overlooking the love that I am. And if I keep resisting my experience, thinking that things should not be like the way they are, well, all I'm doing is continue interposing obstacles to the experience of love, to the experience of peace, which that is who I am. And as a result of that, I will always going to keep searching in order to experience that which I already am. So again, this attitude of how long do I have to put up with this? Look at it very carefully, because that is the attitude that is not allowing you to experience the gift behind every experience. And what is the gift? The recognition that the love and the peace, it's already what you are. And therefore, nothing in the world, nothing in your experience is the cause of your happiness or peace. It's simply what is. And your happiness and peace is not disturbed by any of that. That's the lesson that every single experience is trying to teach. And if I keep opposing to it with the attitude of how long do I have to put up with this, all I'm doing is postponing the lesson until finally I'm ready to learn it. And when you learn that lesson, then you're going to be welcoming every experience, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a complete welcoming in each and every moment, because now you're experiencing the love that you are, operating from the love that you are, extending the love that you are, to whom? To yourself, because there's only one of us here.